I am sitting at my open house. I'm hoping we get some traffic today. I've still getting quite a bit of inquiries on this home. We've actually had 3 escrows. And I normally don't tell those stories until after something's sold, but I think it's important to bring this up today because this home is a gorgeous home. It's priced great. And it has a pool, single level, super clean. It's had inspections, nothing major has come up. So why is it falling out of escrow? It's falling out of escrow because of buyer uncertainty. And 9 out of 10 times, that is due to a buyer not having a buyer's consultation up front and sitting down and going through the process with their buyer's agent. Because as soon as you open escrow, the process moves very fast, and that can be intimidating to buyers, especially if you're a first-time buyer. And multiple groups are going to be impacted. There's the buyer's agent, the listing agent, the lender, the processor, the escrow company, their assistants, appraisers, inspectors. That all happens very quickly. And as a listing agent, I push for it to happen very quickly because we don't want to take the home off the market very long. So understanding the process is super important. Now, both buyer's agents and listing agents completely understand if you're nervous about buying a house, and nobody wants you to buy a house that you're not happy with. But we also want you to respect that the seller's time is being taken when you put the home on the market and then you decide to cancel, as well as all these other parties doing their jobs that, frankly, they're doing their job, they're not going to get paid. So we just want you to take that into consideration when you're putting an offer in on a home. And we know as listing agents or buyer's agent that, there's a lot of noise in the market. Interest rates are going to come down. It's the end of the year, taxes, there's all this type of stuff. Actually, right now in the market, there is a high cancellation rate, about 30% in Southern California. That's high. So it's super important, if you have doubt, to talk about that with your buyer's agent about a home. Because this house, I've had people cry that they didn't get, and then they backed out of the offer. So it doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes. But we want you to get the house that you want. So it just has to be communication from the very start about every question you have. No question should go unanswered when you're buying a home. And if your agent is not answering those questions for you, or returning phone calls, or not explaining to you who escrow is, who the lender is, so on and so forth, and if you have questions about that, then you need to speak to your agent. The other thing I wanted to mention when you go into escrow, is not the time to consider what loan you're going to be taking. You should have done that long before your approval. Part of your pre-approval process is understanding your options. The lender should be giving you 3 options. Here's a conventional, here's an FHA. If it's an investment, here's a DSCR loan, so on and so forth. So that when you put your put your offer in, your lender can start immediately. One of our listings, they wanted to put less money down, then they didn't like the way their payments checked out. They should have known that long before they put an offer in on a home. So your pre-approval should be very strong, but most importantly, have a complete understanding of what your payments are and the details of that. So if you have any questions about the process of buying a home as a home buyer, please don't hesitate to ever reach out to me. I'm happy to send you my home buyer's guide, but I'm more importantly happy to sit down with you and go through the process. We can schedule a Zoom, or we can do it in my office. Just send me a DM and we'll sit down and go through the process so you have a complete understanding of what you can expect. And you can get the house you want.